Mr. Director, switching topics now to the Southern Poverty Law Center, there was a superseding indictment that came out this week showing that between 2010 and 2013, the Southern Poverty Law Center secretly funded, basically through shell companies, extremist groups, including the KKK, to host rallies for hate groups, to buy things like materials for cross burnings, to purchase materials to make Ku Klux Klan hoods and robes, to recruit new members. Can you give us an update on why this superseding indictment was necessary?
Well, our investigations aren't complete until there's a finality reached in court. And our investigations are based on one thing here, just like the fraud cases. We follow the money. We followed the money, we identified bad actors, and thanks to the great work of the FBI and the partnership we have with the DOJ, we were able to publicly speak in these indictments and give out the actual information, the entities involved, and people that were supposed to be fighting racism have now been alleged to actually fund the KKK. And that's not me saying it or the DOJ saying it. A grand jury found that information to be truthful and asserted it in pleading, and now it's in court. But I can't stylize on the evidence any further because they, like everyone else, has been charged with the crime, which is an allegation, and they have a right to due process, and they will get that. But our investigation is not over. We will continue to follow the money, and we will continue to identify anyone involved in perpetrating that fraud.
Do you have any comments on the SPLC's indictment?
No, look, I agree with what Director Patel just said. This is our investigations are not complete ever, and I was a prosecutor for a long time. Even when you're on trial against somebody, you're still investigating, and that's what you're supposed to do. So the superseding indictment was a reflection of that, and it happens constantly in the federal system. There's indictments, there's superseding indictments. So we'll let that case play out. But obviously, as alleged in the indictment, they're very serious charges.
So we've also seen a number of other leftist groups, especially in recent weeks, with these riots outside of the Delaney Hall ICE Immigration-Detention Center in New Jersey. This is not the first time we've seen these kinds of riots outside of these facilities. It's very clear that there are organized groups behind these kinds of riots. There are signal chat groups. There's money being funneled through these NGOs. These groups are violent. They're organizing violence. You can see what they're doing. You guys have just indicted someone for wanting to murder ICE agents and their families. But should more be done against these groups, Mr. Director, to investigate them?
Well, I think for the American public, we are doing more. We just can't speak about it until we speak through an indictment. And as you've seen here today, these fraud cases take sometimes years and months to put together. And same thing with the SPLC. It takes a long time to put a case like that together. We have to follow the money. We have to issue subpoenas. We have to go to judges and get search warrants. We have to produce the evidence in a fashion that's usable in court. And so what we've been doing since day one at the FBI is tracing the money and finding the commonalities in these individuals, just like we would with any other corrupt criminal organization that is allegedly going out there and conducting nefarious activity. And so that work has been ongoing since I took office as a director of the FBI, and thanks to our courageous prosecutors under AG Blanche, they are issuing the necessary legal process. But when you get bank returns back, when you get location data back, you have to put that in a usable format, make presentations to judges and grand juries, and that just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, due process certainly does take some time. Mr. Attorney General, when it comes to these violent groups, the president has said that he wants these groups to be investigated. He is concerned about the future of the country in terms of this ideology that is permeated through these organizations who have knowingly been breaking the law but not been held accountable. Can we expect to see more accountability for those who are organizing this violence?
Look, I agree with President Trump, and he's not saying anything that most Americans don't agree with either. You see what's happening on TV in New Jersey. You saw it in Minnesota. That's not who we are. Those are not peaceful protests. Those are not marching like you expect Americans to do when they have a problem or they disagree with the policy of the government that they belong to. And so we are fighting every day to get to the bottom of this funding and who's doing it and what groups are organized. And I have committed to President Trump, and President Trump has committed to the American people that we're not going to stop doing that. And that's the important thing, is they're not peaceful protesters. When I hear the mainstream media refer to these men and women as protesters, they are lying to the American people. They're lying. They are not protesters. They are rioters injecting violence. They don't even know what they're fighting. They're just cursing and screaming, threatening to kill federal agents. And so, yes, we are, the FBI, DHS, HSI, Board of, everybody is focused entirely on stopping this, and we will.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.